Hey, fellow babies, and welcome to a day that all of America has been waiting for so long. There has been hype. There has been anticipation. Everybody's gathered around everywhere they can because today is none other than the Bad Bunny Show. I mean, too bad it's bookended by some sporting event, but yeah, man, Bad Bunny's playing today. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, someone said to Trump Super Bowl, and he thought they said Super Bowl and shut himself.
But it was so big, no one ever done one like it.
Who gives up? I mean, quite frankly, I just do not give a monkeys. But I think in America, if you don't watch the Super Bowl, you're considered un-American and you will be deported.
Right. And so on that note, if you're hanging out with us, but the game is going to be, well, we've got you covered there too, people. So we were going to do a poll. We won't do that now. Just that's a thing for the mods there, everybody. But what we got, because we had a few choices, but we've already nailed it down just because there was only one really good one. And what we've got here, if I can figure out how to do this now, is that it? Yeah. So you'll see in the background, I can take the big window away. We've got a simulated version of the game that'll be running in the background, and it was played on Madden or something like that. I don't know. So every now and then, if we see something happening, we can just take that away and show you what's going on in the game. So there, we're kind of participating in our own little uniquely ridiculous way.
Yes, and we'll have a karaoke session halfway through.
Yeah,
for our halftime, madness. We'll get all the adverts out and everything.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe.
Exactly. Now, I don't know if we're going to get a digital Bad Bunny at the halftime show of this version, but we'll let it play and see what happens. You never know. Right?
Yeah, until a few weeks ago, the only Bad Bunny I knew was the one in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
That was one Bad Bunny, man.
Yeah,
I didn't know. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened. I guess one of these buttons is misnamed because that's not what it said it was going to be. But yeah, we do have a picture of Trump getting ready to party with Bad Bunny after the show.
Yes. So, which one's the bad one, though?
I'm not really sure in that context. That's a little bit, Yeah, I didn't know who Bad Bunny was until just recently when he was on a talk show and Linus Tech Tips ended up on the talk show talking to the two of them about things. It was, and I was like, who the hell is Bad Bunny? But,
you're not a kid. You're not in the youth.
Yeah. But the Republicans don't like him at all, like the hardcore MAGA ones. So I like him. That's just how it works now.
The thing is, I bet they don't even know why they don't like him. They've probably never listened to his music, never seen him perform.
They don't speak proper English.
Yeah, they've just been told, oh no, Bad Bunny, he's from Puerto Rico, and that's not American.
Fucking foreigner.
Yeah, fucking immigrant. And so, you don't like him. We don't like him, so neither do you.
Yeah. Oh, quick update here. You're probably wondering, where the hell's Commander McMillan? He'll be here momentarily. That 58-pound thing he calls a puppy is just finishing a little grooming session or something. So won't be long. Won't be long. So we should probably get on with it instead of just, rambling about the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny and stuff. Let's see what's going on here. Where do I even start? Oh, so how about shadow bans, Tik Tok, and the new American owners?
Go on in.
Yeah, so a whole whack of real lefty-like content creators are noticing that their videos take 9, 12, 15 hours all of a sudden to be approved. And and some of them won't even get shown at all. And it's because they're knocking down conspiracy theory righty crap that gets spread all over the place. And so a lot of people are leaving TikTok that are like, some of the, quite popular people too, right? So there's censorship claims, there's widespread technical problems on the creator side, and a surge in app deletions and stuff. Like it's the new US TikTok it's already facing some real hardcore troubles. Plus, if you look God damn, my brain just went blank. Oh, if you look at the terms of service, since it's now American owned, the American side of the app, it collects even more data on you than it did when it was Chinese owned. And yet, wasn't that the problem?
Yeah, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
Well, we always knew the problem was the fact it was China that was getting the data and not America. So that's the only reason why they switched it. The fact they're getting more data isn't really surprising.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so it's already starting to look like it's doing a switch to the right, the way Twitter to X did. And but more than that, lefty type content is already feeling a shadow ban, which is horrible, right? That's not right at all. But,
well, of course it's not right, but you tell me anything that's happened in the last year that is right.
Yeah, you got a point there. Shout out to Graham there in the chat, who comes in and joins up as a Shills member. Hey, Graham, huge thanks. Awesome, man. Very cool indeed. So yeah, how do you guys feel about this? This is definitely one to put in the comments below when we're done. Is the idea that TikTok was forced to sell to Americans because of Chinese privacy concerns and now taking more of your personal data than ever before any sort of sensible outcome in your version of the world? Because it sucks to me, just because the Americans are the one grabbing the info. I mean, look what they're trying to do with voter records and stuff right now. They should not be trusted people.
Well, no. No.
Yeah.
Simple as that, really.
Right.
I mean,
no.
I mean, I love the thing, back in the past, was, the flat earthers it was like, do you trust your government? And usually the answer was, well, no.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with the shape of the earth?
Yeah.
But this whole trust in the government is, it's being stripped away. More and more each day now, and
also manipulated, because some of the hard righty mega types, they have this absolute trust because it's their side that's in, but these guys will use it against them just as fast.
Oh, yeah. They don't realize that. I mean, they love the fact that information is being taken of the lefties and it will be used against them, so ICE can track them down and shut them down, and they'll swat them while they're doing streams or whatever. Yeah, they love all that until it affects them.
Yeah,
which it will.
Very much so. There's a thing I just saw. Now, it's going to be hard for me to get this out properly because I barely had time to consume it before we started doing our show. But somebody got in trouble with ICE, and somebody else wrote a letter, like an email, on that person's behalf, saying, come on now, we're talking about American citizen, so on and whatnot, and sent the email in, probably to Homeland Security. But they sent it into the government, just advocating for somebody in their neighborhood. It took all of 5 hours until they got an email from Google saying, we just had a subpoena for your information from the government.
Hey, what?
Yeah. Within 5 hours of sending that email in support of somebody grabbed by ICE, Google was subpoenaed for the person's email. That all they did was advocate for them. And then only days later, DHS showed up at the guy's house and said, you want to explain this situation? And it took about 10 minutes, and the agents that were there were like, didn't even seem to understand why they were there, but they were sent.
Yeah. Intimidation.
Exactly.
God's sake.
Exactly. It's unbelievable, man, how far this is really going.
Why don't you just paint a fucking Star of David on their door while you're at it?
Yeah. So,
We're not Jewish. It doesn't matter. You're still being marked.
Yeah. And with Trump's bozo buddies, now the de facto owners of TikTok in North America, whatever that works out to be. Do you want to be a user? Because they will sell you out on the spot. And do you think they're going to send you a notice that you were subpoenaed? The other side of this is this was DHS that sent a subpoena to Google for the person's user information and whatnot over a letter advocating for somebody who was taken by ICE. How is that?
You just can't do it by email anymore. You have to do it with pen and paper.
But how?
But even then, you're going to put your address on it,
right? But how is that in any way something that justifies a subpoena? How can that be? How can you be under review by your government just for communicating with them?
Because that's the way things are now.
Sadly, but it should not be. You know, even Magites should be screaming bloody murder about this because they would be the first person to flip out if it was done to them.
Yeah. It's the old, what if Obama had done it?
Exactly. You know, unbelievable stuff. So, you know, if you think, if you think things are like a lot of people, right after Renee Good and Preddy were both murdered in America, there was quite a bit of talk about how, wind down and stuff in Minneapolis and whatnot. And sure, they pulled out some troops, but I've seen some brutal confrontations since then already captured on camera. They had their guns out for one person who was just in their vehicle. You know, We want to see your ID. Guns out just to ask for ID to make sure you are an American. You're at gunpoint.
Yes, and also, quite frankly, they don't really have the right to ask for your ID anyway.
Right. There was
it's that level of things.
There was another one I saw today, Dunk, where ICE agents literally walked straight into a home because they were looking for somebody. Every single person in the home was an American citizen. Accent, brown, yes, but American citizens, and they just barged right in.
Mm.
Can you imagine? How is that the land of the free?
Yeah. I just don't know how to react.
Yeah.
Don't know what to say.
I know, right? I know. So, along this same line, you know, little Liam Ramos, the cute little kid with the little bunny hat, the little blue bunny hat, and the Spider-Man backpack. Remember the 5-year-old that was like escorted away in an ICE van? Well, the judge has ordered his release, but word is the Trump administration is trying their best to have him deported before the judge's order can even be enforced, like over this weekend. That poor kid could be on a plane right now.
What for?
Because him and his father aren't actually Americans yet. They were just, doing everything correctly.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The DHS said late Friday that it's seeking a deportation order for the Ecuadorian boy. The department denied that it's trying to expedite it to get it done over the weekend so that they can, just say, oh, sorry, judge, it's too late. That kind of BS. They're trying to kick that cute little kid out.
There's no way they can get away with doing something like that without fucking uproar, surely.
The Trisha McLaughlin, that one that just, I think she works on her knees for 8 hours a day. I'm not really sure. You can't quote me on that, but for the love of God, she must spend 4 of them on her knees. That's for sure. She was quoted as saying, these are regular removal proceedings. They are not expedited removal. This is standard procedure, and there is nothing retaliatory about enforcing the nation's immigration laws. And that was when she asked, why are you doing this after they were already said to have been okayed? Because this has been a fiasco for that poor kid and his dad, right?
They always seem to have retribution for anything or any persons they get caught out on.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's because they're good, honest Christians.
Yeah, there was that other guy, I can't remember his name, where he got, sent to El Salvador and they got him back eventually.
Yeah. Garcia.
Garcia. And then they tried to kick him out again.
Yeah.
And the judge protected him. I don't know what the story is with him at this moment in time, but that's an ongoing thing with him. It's just not been left alone.
No, exactly. Yeah. So, they're trying to take the poor kid again. They're breaking legal precedent in an attempt to break the boy's spirit, and all of the Americans are praying for him and trying to support and stuff. It's, there's a lawyer here for the family. We will make our case before the immigration court, challenging any erroneous decisions and ensure that the U.S. immigration law works for our clients the way it's supposed to. There was no reason for any of this. They were totally doing what they're supposed to do. They had applied. They were here properly, the whole bit. It's just because they weren't finished, is what I understand.
It seems to me that even if they are finished, it doesn't need to make any difference.
Yeah, true enough. And
if they don't like you and they don't want you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like these people are sticking to any rules whatsoever.
Oh, exactly.
And if there's a legal thing going on, well, we'll just change the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Commander's in. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. You can hear me?
Yeah, coming through good. All right. How did
I thought you were getting ready for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's quarterback.
Yeah, see, we got the Super Bowl going. It's John Madden playing it, but yeah. So far, New England's up 7-0. I don't even know they've started the game or whatever, but we figured we'd just put it on in the background to be fun.
I think they started at 3:00.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't even sure. So, we were just talking about some immigration stuff there and how the Trump administration, DHS, are going after that poor little 5-year-old boy in the cute little blue hat. They're going at him again. Yeah.
Blue hat, red coat. What's the difference?
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's see here. Well, I was pretty much done on that rant anyway. Dunk, do you want to throw a little palate refresher in, and then we can turn it over to Commander here?
No, I'd much rather throw up, if you be honest with you.
That was so bad, right? It's just yeah.
Well, okay, let's try a palate cleanser thingy.
Okay.
What we got here? Watch out when you're going off on holiday to China, because there was a couple who had sex in a hotel.
Oh God.
Only to find out their intimate interactions were being live streamed to a Chinese porn site.
Yeah, hidden camera sex site.
Yeah, how strange.
Can you imagine? But
as old as time.
but I thought the funny part about this story, Dunk, is the fact that he's a watcher of so-called hidden camera porn.
So he's subscribed.
He logged into his site to watch some and watched himself. He watched him and his girlfriend walk on camera and was like, holy fuck. So it's
familiar.
Yeah.
I recognize that ass.
Yeah. But so, I mean, it's kind of funny that somebody partakes in it, got caught in it.
Yeah. Tough shit, really, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I did read in one article about that, Dunk. The guy said to one person that asked, he always thought the site was fake. Like it was just people that knew they were porn stars pretending it was like fake camera stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I believe him.
Well, I mean, no, I would believe that. I mean, remember years and years and years and years ago when the internet first started up, you'd have like 24-hour cameras in just like a house, and the house would be like full of a bunch of girls and young men, and most of the time they'd just be sitting around just eating Cheetos or whatever. But if you were patient and hung around, I guess you got to see some naughty bits. Yeah. So and that was real. That was real back in the day.
Yeah.
So I guess this is an extension of this. But yeah, I can imagine him thinking that it was just like fake, because let's face it, most things on the internet are fake now anyway.
Yeah, like when the guy shows up to fix the boiler, it's not really being filmed in real life, right?
Yes. Yeah, and that really is my stepmother. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mr. Plumber.
Yeah, Mr. Clean really did clean my house and everything in it.
I've dropped your spanner into my tumble dryer. Let me lean in and get it.
Did you ever see the Monty Python sketch like that?
I'm not sure.
Oh yes, the milkman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the woman answers the door in her negligee and, does come with me, go upstairs, opens the door, and he goes into what he thinks is the bedroom. She locks the door behind him, and the room is filled with milkmen. Collecting the whole set.
Yeah. Brilliant. Dick's logged in and we got a live action cam.
Yeah, I just figured I'd that's a fake, but that's about how wow,
that's raunchy.
I guess the moral of the story is get yourself one of those little detectors, because they you might think, oh, that's funny, blah blah or whatever, but they do actually work because of the whole cycle of frame rate and whatnot. It's not hard to detect hidden cameras with like cheap gear. It's actually very possible.
Let's just smash your hotel room up first.
Yeah.
Well, the office I had in DC was on like the 8th or 9th floor of this high-rise building across the street from the Pentagon. And right across the street from where we were was a hotel. And probably once or twice a year, everybody'd, stop and say, hey, look at that. And there'd be somebody doing something because they thought that the reflective mirror glass plate that we had on our side was the same as what they had. No, you just had regular windows. We can see everything.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah. You'd be wait a minute. They all do seem to be looking at us, honey.
Yeah.
No, they couldn't see us because we had mirrored over windows.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Too funny.
Yeah, we never caught anybody going at it, but there was one time there was a guy doing, his morning exercises in the nude.
Yeah.
And then there was another one where there was a woman ironing in the nude.
That sounds almost dangerous.
That's
Don't drop the iron and you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very, very special subcategory on Pornhub, I think.
Yeah.
It's hot.
That puts a new one into that song. Hot. Oh, that's funny though. Commander, where do you want to go here?
Well, I don't have a lot prepared because, as you know, I lost power yesterday for most of the afternoon and evening.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left the house early this morning on various chores that I had to do in town. So I do have one story I'll relate to you guys.
Sure.
I'm going kind of from memory here, but the country of Pakistan, which has probably the second largest Muslim population in the world.
Mhm.
They
You
have
don't,
been.
you don't mean fattest.
Don't need what?
You don't mean fattest, just large numbers.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway,
Sorry.
that one flew over my head and finally circled around and whacked me in the back of the head.
Sorry, I threw you there. I
That's
should
what
have.
he means. Oh. No, they're all very large people. Anyway, Pakistan, kind of get the impression that, they're at least a semi-modernized country. They have nuclear weapons and they have a big fancy military and so forth. You'd think they have reasonably good order in their country. Well, they don't. So right now you have economy that's kind of going into the toilet.
Mhm.
And you have two different separatist movements which are battling to get parts of the country, spun off into separate new countries. So one of them is in the south called Baluchistan,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like on the coast between Iran and India, or the portion of Pakistan that is between those two countries.
Right.
And they've been very active. And recently, like last month, they staged a number of very large and very deadly bombing and shooting attacks. Never saw anything in the press about that, I'll bet.
News to me.
And then up in the north, in what are called the tribal lands, which is kind of, but not really part of Pakistan. I mean, they lay claim to it and they have people up there, but it's an area of the country that kind of is left to its own devices and polices itself. It used to be where all the Mujahideen and later the Taliban and
Mhm.
the, Osama bin Laden's group were operating out of that area. Well, there's now a separate branch of the Taliban operating up there against Pakistan
Wow.
to try to spin that off to become an independent country. So between these two areas, over the past 2 years, there have been over 3,000 attacks.
Wow.
Policemen being gunned down, bombs, that kind of stuff. So it's hardly low-level conflict. It's very high level. They're doing a lot of fighting. And I just want to remind everybody, this is a country that has nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
It is a country that not only has nuclear weapons, but we know the last time there was a war with India, they delegated use of those atomic weapons to field commanders.
Huh?
Oh,
It didn't have to get approved at the national level. Basically, a corps level officer could say, yeah, I need to fire a nuke at this target.
So all it takes is a sour drunk and a bad evening.
Yep.
Oh.
Who's to say if these, rebels decide to get frisky in either Baluchistan or the northern Pushtun area,
Hmm.
if they seize a nuclear weapon, because it's probably something that the government doesn't really keep in one place because they don't want India to take out their nuclear capability, obviously.
Right.
So they tend to move them around. And, when you're driving trucks laden with nuclear weapons,
There.
who can say what might happen to that truck that got ambushed on that backcountry road at 2 in the morning.
Wow. Because they stand out a bit more than, say, ice cream vans do. You know?
They might. It depends on what they have painted on the side. Mad Mullah's nuclear weapons.
Next stop, Delhi.
Come for the show, stay for the dinner.
So
anyway, I just thought that was a nice, thrilling note to tell people, that, well, we've got our problems, but there are other parts of the world that have problems too.
Amazing how little we hear of this, considering that there are nukes on the table that are somewhat less than secure by the sounds of it.
Yeah. It's kind of alarming. And when you consider that the government of Pakistan really, I won't say since its founding, but shortly after its founding, has essentially been run by the military.
Oh.
The people who become prime minister tend to be handpicked, either former members of the military or handpicked by the members of the military, as you can be our nominee who's going to win with 70% of the vote.
Right.
So, between the possibility of the economy going to shit and the people getting angry and wanting to overthrow said government, who knows what the government might do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you never really want to try to challenge a government that is being run by the military.
Exactly.
Not a good choice.
So it's time to be aware that life is a little more dangerous than we really think it is.
Too much so, right?
Do you remember that? Do you remember that map of the globe we were talking about?
Yeah.
Commander's red hot zone of the day, and one day we'll find a spot on the planet which is a nice place to go.
Yeah,
and it's not all fucked up.
Just so our viewers can get a good idea of how that works, go buy, Goodwill or whatever, and pick up an old world globe. When you get it home, to highlight the countries that are in, dangerous situations, take out a can of red spray paint and just spray paint the whole thing. Anything that's red is in danger.
Yeah, you'll end up with a really cool little red ball that spins.
Right. Look, it's Mars, the red planet.
Well, you do have safe locations in between. You have the oceans.
Yeah, but I don't think they're
Mostly
safe. If you were to consult the wildlife and so on, the aquatic life in the ocean, they wouldn't say it's all that safe.
Yeah, the orcas would
Let
take
me
it.
make you feel really comfortable about that. So NOAA, or the National Oceanographic and Aeronautics Association, which are the guys who used to predict the weather and all that kind of stuff, they've been told to really start taking all that stuff down. That's not important. Their function now, because the Trump administration wants to prioritize what's important for the country, is to start researching areas that have the highest potential yield for ocean floor mining.
Right.
And to make sure you understand the ramifications, ocean floor mining is probably going to be done by just like dredging the bottom of the ocean with a rake.
Yeah, which
to grab whatever you want. Imagine what all that sediment, which has been down there for forever, being disturbed and cast into the water column is going to do to marine life. Especially phytoplankton, which is where like 90% of all our oxygen come from.
Yeah.
If you like breathing, it's time to worry.
Yeah, we're looking at the desires of get rich now to the point where people that want to do this are guaranteeing that their own grandchildren are fucked.
Oh, yeah.
How can we even be in a situation where greed has gotten to that point where you're selling out your own progeny? How?
Oh, it's, all about immediate gratification. That's what's important in life, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, where is it here? Let me just get to the right article here. Sorry, everybody. 1 second here. Where is it? Here we go. Under the Trump administration, the EPA's enforcement, the Environmental Protection Agency of environmental laws, has collapsed. Right? So,
Doge went in there and basically fired everybody.
yeah, right. So, this year, where is it here? The Environmental Protection Agency has dropped to just 16 cases that they have done anything about in the first 12 months after the inauguration. 76% less than the first year of the Biden administration. The first administration, Trump even filed 86 such cases. This year, 16. And when you look through it, he's literally just okaying anybody for anything as long as there's a grift for him and they're a rich person, because then it's all buddy.
Yep.
It's awful. It is awful what's going on right now. Coley, they have a little cartoon dude named Coley now. It's like they're going back, Commander, to the whole, remember when they, back in the day, you had little cartoon characters telling children how good lead was?
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Neutron. Enjoy the bomb.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Look at this toy soldier. He's really fun because he's made of lead. And so it was just ridiculous.
Oh, no. The worst one that I know of were the science kits that were marketed to kids basically in middle school that contained actual radioactive material for them to experiment with.
Yeah.
Here, Johnny, play with this ball of uranium-236.
Yeah, exactly. See where you can fit it. Oh. But yeah, so
I'll tell
bad.
you what, roll it into a ball and surround it by high explosives. See what happens.
Yeah.
What you can do with your...
Yeah. If only little Johnny had lots of fireworks. But yeah, it's really bad. But the Environmental Protection Agency has actually done something correct in this administration. And I'm very thankful for it, because it is a right to repair issue, which is very much something that I care about. Right of ownership, right to repair. I'm so against what's going on in the world right now. And
it's not right to repair the planet, though, is it?
Sadly not. But it's a thing that goes to John Deere and a few of the other farm manufacturers, equipment manufacturers. They were trying to use the EPA rules and regulations as reasons to deny right to repair and make it so only they could service their tractors and stuff. Because what if somebody was to bypass the catalytic converter? I don't know what the argument was, but it was complete BS. And the Environmental Protection Agency has actually stood up and said, there's no way in hell you guys are scapegoating us for this crap. Not a chance. So at least they did one thing right under Trump. But I wouldn't doubt that this was an argument due to something that's been dragging out since before Trump actually took office, to be honest.
Well, proprietary engine repair, that's been an issue. I'm waiting for the day we get proprietary condoms.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it's coming soon, Yeah, you can pull out, but you can't take it off without express written permission.
Without a train technician present.
Yeah, exactly. Quick note here. We do the show in 2 parts now, everybody. A lot of you know all that already. So there will be a link in the description. There'll be a redirect at the end that might work, might not. And the mods will be dropping the links in the live chat as well. And we got a big shout out to Graham in the live chat for gifting out 5 Shills memberships. Bounce, little Mario, bounce. Thank you, man. Thank you very much indeed. Awesome. Thanks, Graham. Where to
and
go
the last person named on that gifted memberships will be paying for my anti-depression pills
and my bar tab. So make sure if you're the last one to get the gifted membership, send us your name, address, phone number.
Box yourself.
No, but bank records and stuff, because we can make the payment a lot easier that way. Trust me.
Yeah, just make a TikTok video. We'll get all the information.
Please don't send us anything. Good God, don't do it. Okay. So, so good on the EPA for doing one thing right. Sad on the EPA for basically being useless at this point.
Yeah, but that one thing that they did right, I mean, that could be overturned.
That's true.
So don't get too excited.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Let's see here. Where do we go to next? What about this one? Trump got out that big fat thing he carries around in his pants called a marker. What did you think I was going to say? Are you kidding me? And he signed an executive order today, and he's quadrupling the beef imports from Argentina. So not only did he give out
over really well with the American livestock industry.
God, they flipped out when he said 40 billion down there to prop up their industry or whatever. And now he's quadrupling the imports. And this is supposedly to get the prices down for American consumers.
What?
Yeah. I mean,
compute.
Yeah.
Compute.
Now, I mean, if the funny thing here is American farmers are already getting screwed on the prices, and yet the prices are sky high. Why? Because of everybody between the farmers and the place you buy the meat. That's what's going on. Do you think importing it from somewhere else is going to change any of that? No. Do you think the importers and the people that do all of the work to distro it and everything and put it in the stores are going to make it way cheaper than no? Why would it's not going to happen?
I'm assuming they're not sending over livestock. They are just sending over pre-packaged. So even the meat packers don't get a look in.
Yeah, maybe, right?
They'll be sending sides of beef.
That I'm figuring there's going to be some butchering, right, Commander? Right?
Typically, the way, and if you want to be bored, I can explain how I know this, but the way meat, beef specifically, but it also pertains to pork, is shipped is in refrigerator ships, and it's a side of beef or a side of pig.
Right.
So it's cut down the backbone.
Yeah. Well, that is easier than actually transporting live animals because they're a pain in the neck.
Yeah. So, but again, if you think this has anything to do with lowering prices for consumers, you've got to be out of your mind. This has something to do with a grift for Trump, and it will not help the average American consumer one iota. Mark my words and come back and challenge me later. It's just how it is now, man. There's no way in hell, you know?
The only thing that's good or potentially good about this is the statement was he's increasing the amount by 4 times, correct?
Yeah, but he's lowering the tariff to 4 times as much import, and then the tariff kicks back in really high after that, right?
the issue is, I suspect we don't import a whole lot of Argentine beef to begin with.
Well, Commander, that's the same thing. You remember in the run-up to the election, Trump was going crazy about massive import taxes or tariffs that Canadians have on American dairy. And we have an astronomical tariff that kicks in on American milk, but only after a certain amount has been imported, and America has never hit that amount.
Yeah. Well, the one I love that pertains to all that kind of thinking was, for a long time, we used to have a requirement that we wouldn't put tariffs on stuff from Japan because they weren't importing our rice.
Right.
So, no, I don't know if you've heard this. This is hilarious. So the Japanese government said, fine, we will make sure that, American rice is sold in our country and it will account for 50% of all rice sold, or some ridiculous number like that. No, I'm serious. You know how the way they got around this? Because the Japanese think our rice tastes like crap.
Yeah.
So what happens if you buy rice in Japan, let's say you get a 10-pound bag of rice.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the 10-pound bag is a 5-pound bag of Japanese rice. So what's happening is the Japanese homemaker goes and buys the rice and throws 5 pounds what he's buying out because, in their opinion, it's inedible.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Still sending them 50% of the rice that they consume.
Yeah, I've seen YouTube videos of this sort of stuff. That's what they use for filling holes in tables and stuff.
Yeah, Japanese cows wouldn't even eat it, man. Oh, it's too funny. But yeah, I've heard this before. Like, they definitely don't have a taste for it. But it's very similar to a lot of places in Europe. Even if they have access to American beef, they kind of turn their nose up at it quite often.
I don't think I've ever seen American beef in any of our stores.
Because American beef has a lot of antibiotics to keep the cows healthy.
Yep, steroids.
Contains growth hormones in it and such.
That's it, yeah.
Which the European regulations do not permit to be sold in Europe.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same with eggs. It's the same with eggs. I like the idea of like the way you guys do it in the UK, Dunk. You guys buy eggs and you can just leave them on the counter and they won't go bad because they didn't acid wash the shells and ruin them.
Yeah. You don't have to refrigerate them.
Yeah.
That's one of the joys of living out here in the country is when we buy eggs from somebody who's, got a chicken coop and a dozen chickens and they sell their excess eggs.
Yep.
You don't have to refrigerate them. You
exactly.
Just keep them in the bowl.
Yeah, we get local eggs as well because, I just simply put them over there.
The thing that to me that always is interesting to that is that when you crack open an egg like that, that's, from chickens that are raised locally as opposed to industrial.
Yeah.
The color of the yolk is very different.
It's so much darker and richer.
Yeah, it's almost an orange as opposed to this washed out yellow you get from store-bought.
Yeah, and if you're doing like scrambled or omelet or anything, the color after is so much better too then.
Yeah.
Very much so. But I also find that if you're doing like a sunny side up or an over easy, so you can do a little toast dipping or like a soft boiled, a proper farm fresh egg is so much richer in flavor then too. I really, really like them. I have a hard time doing the store ones.
Dribbles down your t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see.
Posted, CMD is making omelets, which I assume is me.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
And I do. Whenever we have house guests, that's one of the breakfasts we always do is I make omelets.
Yeah, we're a big waffle and so on family. I do proper homemade waffles, and I really like those.
I do the omelets and I do crepes.
Oh yeah, crepes are great.
I just say, help your fucking self. I can't. There's
Okay, let me.
Flakes in the cupboard.
Okay, yeah, we just got a couple of minutes here. Oh, so you want to know just a quick before we go to part 2? Remember, we got a part 2 coming up, everybody. So there will be a link in the description. There is a redirect at the end of the show, and the mods will be dropping the link in the live chat, and it's already pinned at the top.
Don't go yet.
Guess with the Republican tax credits and all the breaks and everything, guess how it's worked out for Amazon?
Oh.
They have gone from $9 billion in tax, which I find to be staggeringly low, considering how much Amazon makes as a company, down to $1.2 billion. From 9 to 1.2. That's what Trump did for you, America. I know.
At the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and I know this because my son's girlfriend is somebody who works at Amazon. They're firing something like 8,000 employees across the country.
Yeah. Yeah. So profits are up, taxes are down. And what do? They start laying people off to make sure they can make even more money.
Yep.
It's got to the point. Okay, we only got like 1 minute here. It's got to the point where I am actually happy to overspend and buy local now. I don't need to save that extra little bit. It's actually driving me crazy because every time I save that little bit, I know that there's minimum wage employees getting screwed over because of it. There's overseas employees that are getting paid shit because of it. And it's only benefiting a few at the very top. Fuck them.
Well, there's a strange thing that's happened with Amazon because it's basically killed off the high street in a lot of ways, and a lot of the stuff you buy from Amazon, you just literally can't get anywhere else. Yeah. So you end up having to go to Amazon because they have all the choice of the stuff that you can get. Yeah. That's not available on the high street.
Yeah. Yeah. You're screwed now, right? I totally agree. It sucks ass. We got to get back to.
It's one of those chicken and egg scenarios.
Yes.
Of, which killed which.
Very much. Very much. So let's wrap it up. Commander, any last words?
Nope.
All right. Dunk?
I don't know. How long we got?
You got seconds.
Oh, okay. Bye.
See you on part 2, everybody. Click the links. Wait for the redirect. Click the links. See you there.